Hello everyone, good evening. Can you confirm audible or not?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
audible, sir.
Yep. So where we stopped in the last session. The last session we discussed about how to create a variables in Python, right? Okay. So the next level discussion we'll see. Before that, let's recap the things. So how we can create a variable in Python? What is the syntax? Simple syntax. Variable name and a variable value or not. Variable value you can add. Okay. Now, if you want to create a variable, my name is like a name. Okay, the value is like a such, like this or not. Whenever you create a variable, they are going to allocate some memories to store this value or not. In Python, the memory is allocated first or dynamically whenever it is required, then only it's going to allocate. In Python, the memory allocated like what? Dynamically or not. Okay, that's the reason Python is, we can say, like a dynamically typed programming language or not. We can say Python is like what? Dynamically typed programming language. But if you come to Java, .NET, these are not dynamically typed programming languages. Why? Because they allocated the memory first and then they place the value in that particular location or not. Got my point? Okay. The next one. Do we have the type for the variables in Python? Like Java, do we have the type for the variables in Python?
No.
Right. Okay, there is no type for this particular variables or not. If you observe here in Java, if you write int amount is equals to 10. Okay. Now if you write int amount equals to Sachin, then that time it gives me an error. But if you Python, if you take amount equals to 10, amount equals to Sachin, valid. In Java, whenever you create a variable, okay, you should have to mention the type for the variable. Based on this type only, you have to allocate the value. You can have to assign the value or not. Whenever you created a variable with integer data type, but if you assign a string value, then the type in Java .NET, you can get the error is like incompatible type errors. If you create a variable with a specific type, my data also should belongs to that type only. That type only. Otherwise, you can get like a type mismatching error, incompatible type error. But in Python, if you come, amount equals to 10, no? There is no type for this particular variable. Here, amount equals to such. Both are like valid only. Okay, my Python variable can hold any kind of data or not. Here, there is no type for the variable. Understood everyone? Got my point? Okay, now if I write, if I print, I have one Python file is there. In this Python file, okay, in this Python file, what's my answer? If I run this one, if I run this Python file, what is my output? If I run this Python file, py1.py, what is my output? Anyone? One. Anyone of you?
First one and two and then it gives name error.
One.
Two
Anyone? Two.
and then name error.
I think LOC is the string, right, sir?
We are getting the string. Okay. Mhm.
Is the integer 1 to 3 is the integer and LOC is the string.
No, no, no. My question is like if you run this particular one, I'm not asking about the types. What exactly the output? That is my question.
We
Okay.
are
1 to
getting
is
the
1.
error message like LOC name is not defined.
Yeah. The thing is like one is going to print, two is going to print. It is looking for LOC. LOC. Okay. Now this particular LOC is defined or not defined. Before this statement, LOC is defined or not defined. Before this statement, there has two statements are there. Any statement is defined LOC variable? No, right? So here you can get like a name error. For now I already told to you, just remember this one. What is this? We'll discuss later. Name LOC is not defined error, you can get it. Okay, after that whatever the statements are there, those statements not execute and it's going to terminate the execution. Why? Because exception raised. At the time of exception handling we'll see. For now just remember. Understood? One printed, two printed, LOC there or not there? LOC defined or not defined? LOC is not defined. Okay, that's the reason you can get the error is like what? Name LOC is not defined. Okay, let me run this. Go to our workspace folder. Okay, yesterday I asked you to create account in the Google Colab. Did you? I asked you to create an account in Google Colab, colab.research.google.com. If you not create, just create it. Today I want to use the cloud environment. Okay, let's go. Google Colab. Okay, first search item, click on it. Click on it. Okay, first search item, click on it. Now here there has some previous files you can see. Those are not required, leave it. This is your actual user interface. Once you log in with your Gmail, now see, I log in with my Gmail. This user interface, you can get it. Okay, Gemini, it is like a Gemini AI provided by Google people. If you want to take the help of this one, you can take it. For now, just leave it. Now, welcome to Google Colab. It provides you some Python environment to run your Python programs, not in local, in the cloud. See this. I connected with colab.research.google.com or not. So how I can run my program here? See, go to the file. Okay, just see these options: new notebook, open notebook, upload notebook. Like this, different options you can find it. Just create a new notebook in the drive. Create a new notebook in the drive. Okay, whenever you write something in the notebook, that is always available, right? That is like always available. Whenever you open the notebook, you can see the previous what you written or not. Here also same story. Now see, you created one notebook that is stored in the drive. Observe the first statement, untitled 7. Okay, this extension, I will tell this one. Okay, untitled 7. Okay, you can give one name based on your requirement. Okay, what is the name? Any name you can give it. Any name you can give it. So first I want to give the name here based on your program. Okay, just I want to run the first program, right? Okay, my first program. Okay, don't give like this the names. Okay, now the next one is like what? IPYNB or not. Okay, here IPYNB, it is like a extension for your notebook. Interactive Python notebook. Interactive Python notebook is the extension. Don't change this extension. Okay, just keep like that only. So this is my first program in my notebook. Here code and text, two options are there. Now just click on the code. Just click on the code. You can get like, see, the cursor is blinking, right? Already there has one block is there to write the code. If you click on again, you can get one more block or not. If you want to destroy this one, just you can destroy this block. Just you can destroy it. Now nothing is there. I want to write some code so that you can click on the code. Okay, now you can write your code. Print 1, next print 2, print location. The next one is like what? Print 3 or not. Now this program I want to run. If you want to run in the Visual Studio Code, you have to run one command like py, your program name .py. But here that kind of stuff is not required. Directly you can click on this play button. Okay, those people internally execute your code. Now it is executing. After some time, you can get the output here. Let's take some time. Now, if you observe here, 1, 2 printed. Okay, now see, there has a name error. Name LOC is not defined. Name LOC is not defined. The error, you can get it or not. Now, simply my statement is this one now. This one now. What is my output? What is my output?
1 to LOC3.
1 to LOC3. What is the difference between this one and this one? Here, see, 1 is one value, 2 is like a value. LOC also one string value or not? Here, yes, no. LOC is like a one string, right? It's like a value. But here, if you observe, LOC is like a value, na? It is like refer to one value. Na? Here, see this one and this one, the difference I want. Here, LOC is like a stringified value. LOC, some characters enclosed with string or not. Yes or no, it's a value. If you have a value, if you give that value to print, that value is going to print here. Say this LOC printed or not. But if you come here, LOC is like a not a string here. It is like not a number or any other type. Now, if it is not a value, the second option is what? It's a refer. It refer to some value. Okay, is it referring to some value or not? Is it like its reference is nothing but it's like variable or a function or a class? It's a member. Okay, is there any member whose name is like LOC defined or not defined before this? Before this statement, is there any LOC is defined or not defined? Not defined. So that it gives me error is like what? Name LOC is not defined. Got my point? If it is like direct value, we can use it. If it is not a value, it is referred to some value. Okay, it is looking for that reference or not. If that reference is not available, then you can get the error. Then you can get the error. What is that error? Name LOC is not defined error. You can get it. Got my point? Agreed, everyone? Okay. Okay, then the next one. I want to execute some code here. Okay. I want to write some code here. Okay, let's write it. I'll say this 001. Okay, name equals to Sachin. This is like a valid syntax or invalid syntax. Here, name error you can see, but here, syntax error you can see. What is the syntax error? When you can get the syntax errors? When you can get the syntax errors? Very simple. This program, okay, this programming language, I mean, introduced by some people, right? Those people provided you some rules and guidelines. If you not follow those rules guidelines, then that time you can get the syntax error. Now, what is this error? Okay, if you create a member, if you create a variable or a function or a class, that particular member should not starts with the digit. Should not starts with the digit. If you starts with the digit, you can get like an error, something like this: invalid decimal literal. The syntax error you can get it if you not follow the syntactical rules. So if I place that number in the middle or last, now it is like valid or invalid statement. Now it is like valid or invalid statement. Come on, it's like valid or invalid statement. It is like valid only or not. Got my point? So that in Python, if you declare any kind of members, variables, methods, or classes, you should not starts with what? You should not starts with the capital letter. Okay, sorry, you should not starts with what digits or not. Okay, the next one, can I write like this? Can I write like this? Dollar name equals to Sachin. Again, it gives me what? Syntax error or not? Syntax error or not? Okay, there has multiple special characters for there. Okay, if I use like underscore name equals to Sachin, then that time there is no problem. There has no problem. Now see, underscore name equals to Sachin, there is no issue. You can see Sachin or not. Except this underscore, if you use any special character, if you start with any special character, that time also you can get like a syntax error or not. That time also you can get like a syntax error. So that if you want to use underscore, you can start with underscore. But remaining special characters, you should not use. You should not start with remaining special characters. Can I write name dollar equals to Sachin? Name dollar equals to Sachin. Okay, can I print name dollar? Will it work or not work? Again, what? Syntax error. Syntax error is nothing but you not follow the guidelines. There is no reason for that. If you ask a question, hey, why it is not support for dollar? I don't have any answer. Why? Because rules you have to follow. Somebody set the rules. You have to follow. If you ask the reason, okay, there is no answer for that. So that whenever you get the syntax error, okay, don't think more about that one. You just follow the rules. You just follow the guidelines. Understood? So that whenever you create a variable, the special character you can use like underscore. Remaining special characters, don't use it. Remaining special characters, don't use it. Got my point? The next one is like, now can I click on the code? First name equals to, okay, Sachin. First name equals to Sachin. Will it work or not work? If you run this one, again it gives me syntax error. In your variable or in your function or in your class, the spaces should not allow. Okay, it's not allow spaces. You should not keep like spaces. Whenever you given like space in between, it gives an error. That error also, if you observe syntax error, you are getting means you need to follow the guidelines or not. That the reason you can add one more point is like what? Spaces are not allowed or not. Spaces are not allowed or not. Yes or no? Okay. Four things you have to remember. One is like you should not starts with a digit. The next one is like you should not use any special character except except underscore. The next one is like you should not go with spaces, right? In between, you should not add any space. If you add a space, then the time you can get like an error or not. You can get like an error or not. Up to okay. Okay. The next one is like I have one question here. Okay. What's the answer? Sachin. Now, if I write like this, what's my answer?
Name is
If I
not
write
defined.
like this, what's my answer?
Name is not defined.
Name is not defined or not. Why? Because most of the programming languages, not most, all the programming languages are case sensitive, right? Case sensitive, right? You created a variable name. Here all are like lowercase letters. But if you come here, you are looking for the name which starts with uppercase or not. Is there any variable, okay, whose name is like name, starts with uppercase? There are not there are not there. That the reason name is not defined. This error you can get it or not. This error you can get it or not. Understood everyone? Okay, so this point is related to Python is like which kind of language? It's like a Python supports like, okay, Python is like case sensitive or not. Okay, it is not support like, okay, if you use like lowercase letter, you are going to access with uppercase. That kind of stuff is not happening here. It is like case sensitive or not. So make sure, okay, this kind of error only you can get it. You have to check for case sensitive also. Okay, the next one. Here, where's my answer? Here it is not starts with digits. It is not having any special characters. It is not having any spaces. Still, it is not a valid. Still, it is not a valid statement. Why it's not valid statement? Now, if you run this one, again, you can get the syntax error or not. Why this is syntax error means my Python has some reserved words. My Python has some reserved words or keywords we can say. So you should not use keywords also. Next, I will tell you okay, how many keywords are there. Okay, just wait for some time. You should not use the keywords as like a variable names or as like function names or as like class names. If you use it, then the time you can get like again the syntax error or not. Got the point? Up to you, okay, everyone. So any programming language you can take, whether Java, .NET, JavaScript, whatever it is. Okay, any language you can take it. There has some reserved words. Okay, there has some reserved words or keywords they specified. For what you know, reserved word is nothing but in the name itself, they're reserved for some functionality or not. Okay, very simple. For example, any language you can take it. Okay, English or any other language. If you want to learn, first we are going to start with vocabulary, right? Words, right? We are going to learn. Same like that. If you want to start learning any programming language, these keywords are important. These are like vocabulary only. These keywords are important. These keywords are reserved words, reserved already, they're reserved for some functionality. Okay, so that if this one is like already reserved, for is already reserved, then why you are going to use for another purpose? Okay, to create a variable, why you are using for is already reserved for something or not. That the reason they not allow you the reserved words, okay, as like a identifiers. Identifiers is nothing but variable names, function names, and class names. Understood? Okay, if you come to the Python, there has multiple reserved words or there. There has multiple keywords or there. Okay, reserved words you can say. Reserved words or keywords also. Keywords also you can say. Keywords also. Okay. Now tell me some reserved words. Okay, very simple. Step by step we can talk. The first thing is like conditions, right? Okay, in C language or in CPP language. If it is like true, I want to perform some operation, else I want to perform some operation like this. Okay, we written some conditions or not. If you don't know, also don't think more. Okay, one is like conditional, okay, reserved words. Okay, if you want to write some conditions, we can say like a flow controls related reserved words. How many are there, If is like one reserved word. The next one is like else. If true, one block is going to execute, else another block is going to execute. The next one, if is there, multiple conditions. If yes, this one. If is nothing but else if this one, else if like this, multiple conditions. One Condition is there, if you can go. Two conditions are there, if else you can go. There has more than two conditions are there, then you can go with if else. If it's a kind of nested, it's a kind of nested. The next thing is like in the flow controls only, flow control separate concept is there. But our goal is like just I want to show you how many reserved words are there in Python. The next one is like looping. One is like for loop. Another one is like while loop. Okay, there is no do while. Okay, in Python for and while. There is no switch case also. Switch case also there is no. The next one is like while doing iterations, if you want to break in the middle, we have one reserved word is there, break. If you want to skip the iteration, continue. If you want to skip the iteration, is like a continue. So these all are come under flow controls. Understood? Now, while creating a variable, you used like what? For equals to such. For is already a reserved word. It is like reserved for some functionality. Okay, now you are using that for what purpose? To holding this such value or not? That the reason it gives me an error. That the reason it gives me a syntax error. Reserved words we should not use like a variable names, function names, or class names. Okay, na? So these are like what? Flow controls related reserved words. The next one. If you come here, variables, the next one is like functions, the next one is like classes, right? So variables related reserved words also, variables related reserved words also there. One is like global variable, another one is like non-local variable. Like this you can easily remember. Flow controls reserved words, this variables global and non-local. At this moment you may not know about if the syntax is what, how this if we are going to use in Python, but end of our sessions you should know each and every reserved word, what is the purpose, how we can use. Okay, so the variables related reserved words are like what, global and non-local, global and non-local. The next one is like functions related. One is like def is the keyword, define a function. The next one is like the function which is not having the name, that is nothing but anonymous functions. So we can call like a lambda functions, lambda functions. The next one is like function can return some value or not. Function can return some value or not. Sometimes my functions not having any statements, that time we can say no statements by seeing this one pass. Okay, if nothing is there, just you can say like a pass. Pass is nothing but what, go to the next level. Got the point? Okay, the next one is like inside the functions we are going to use like a, okay, generator functions. Okay, we are using one of the keyword called as a yield is the keyword. At this moment again I'm telling you don't know anything about this one, no problem. Okay, we can learn step by step, but our goal is like, okay, how many keywords are there? Flow controls related, variables related, functions related. Functions related keywords are like define a function, def is the keyword. No name function, lambda. Function can return, no statements in the function. Generator functions, one kind of function this is, generator function is like a yield. So these are the functions related keywords. These are the functions related keywords. Understood everyone? Okay, the next one is like class related, we have class only. Class related, we have class only. Class only, one keyword. Understood? The next one is like exception handling related. Exception handling, I already told now. Name error, it's a exception. Okay, exception handling related. One is like try, another one is like expect, the next one is like finally, the next one is like rise. These are the keywords or reserved words come under, these are the reserved words come under exception handling. Got my point? That's all. The next one is like modules related. Modules related keywords. Modules. Modules is nothing but one Python file data I want to share to another Python file. Then how we can means by using import keyword, by using from keyword, by using as, it's like an alias name. Again, I'm telling, okay, at the time of modules concept, you can come to know a very easy topic. You can come to know what is the purpose of import, from, and as. Got my point? Modules related. The next one is like operators related. Operators related. Okay. One is like membership operator. Okay, for example, simply I'm asking, okay, you are like a member in that group or not? Okay, you are like a member in that group or not? Okay, so how we can ask, okay, in that group or not? So in is like one keyword. The next one is like not. Okay, you can ask the question like positive way, in that group or not, not in that group, like that also you can ask, or not. Yes or no? In, not in. So the point. The next one is like is also. Is also. Okay, identity operator. This is like a identity operator. Okay. The next one is like come under with. Okay. These are operators related. Next thing is like values are there. Okay, values. True is like one. It is like specific or reserved for if you want to tell something like a positive. Okay, yes. Okay, positive answer if you want to give. True is the value. If you want to give something like negative, false is the value. If you want to say nothing, none is the value. These are the values. These are reserved for what? If you want to tell some positive stuff, then you can make it like true, negative, false, nothing, no value, nothing is there. Then the time you can say like a none. Okay. Now in the operators itself, logical operators are there. And is there, or also there. And or. And or. That is come under operators. The next one is like asynchronous operations. If you want to perform, okay, we have async is one key. The next one is like await is one key. This is not the time to discuss about all this. Okay, whenever it comes, the topic is like then that we are going to give some more examples on it. So these are the most frequently. Okay, these are the reserved words in Python. These are the reserved words in Python. Now you can easily remember like this flow control stuff. If, else, if, for, while, break, continue. Okay. Variables related, global and non-global. Functions related, def, lambda, return value, and pass and a. Classes related, only class only. Exception handling related, try, expect, and finally rise. Modules related, import from as. Operators, it's kind of in, not in, is not, with, and, or. These are command. Values, specific values represent some of something. True, positive value. False, negative value. None, no value. Async and await. Asynchronous operations related. These are like async and await. So these are the reserved words in Python. Each and every word reserved with some functionality. What functionality it is going to handle, we'll see that one at the time of our actual discussion. At the time of our actual discussion. Clear, okay, everyone? Got the point? Any questions so far? No? Okay then. So for what we discussed, okay, about the variables, why we go for variables simply. Okay, the next one is like syntax we discussed. The next one is like Come on. The next one is like variable stuff, naming convention, right? Naming convention or not. Why we go for variables? One line answer is what? To store some data. Syntax is what? Syntax is what? Variable name and the variable value. That's it. Okay, naming convention wise, 4 things you have to remember. Should not starts with a digit, should not contains any special characters except which one? Except underscore. The next one is like should not contains any spaces. You should not use the reserved words or not. You should not use the reserved words. These are the naming conventions you have to follow. So the next one is like in Python there has multiple reserved words for there, multiple keywords for there. Okay, each and every keyword handle or reserved for some functionality. That one we'll see our next level discussion. But for now, just you can see how many keywords are there in Python. How many keywords are there in Python? Okay, this is something about variables. The next one is like data types. We'll see later the data types. Okay, now at least you come to know like create one variable, right? Create one variable name and assign with some value or not. So our next level discussion is about functions. Functions. Okay. Come on, functions we are going to discuss like 2 stages. This is the first stage. The next one is like again we'll discuss. First stage, just I want to discuss like how to create a function and how to call it. Different types of functions. Tell me in any programming language why we go for functions in general. In any programming language, why we go for functions? Come on, in the name itself, right? To write some functionality. To write some functionality that can be we use it or not. Simple. I have one scenario. One person is there. One person. He want to find the sum of 2 numbers. One person is there. You want to find the sum of 2 numbers. Okay, number 1 is 10, number 2 is like 20. So how we can write the code to that particular person? How we can write that code? Number 1 value 10, the next one is like number 2 value 20. The sum I can find like this n1 plus n2 by using this arithmetic operator. The next one is like print sum. You are able to understand or not these 4 statements? Don't think more. You are able to understand or not? Everyone, okay, easily understand this one. Python is not like a difficult syntax. It's like user-friendly syntax. Everyone can understand. Okay, done. My first person, he asked like find the sum of 2 numbers so that I create. Okay, I given this output to him. One more person also there. Just think. One more person also. Okay, this guy also requires the same. This guy also requires the same thing. Okay, so what you have to do? My number 1 is like 10. The next one, number 2 is like 20. My sum equals to n1 plus n2. The next, okay, I want to print the sum. I want to print the sum. Like this, 10 persons, 10 members are there. All are required the same kind of functionality so that you can write these 4 lines of code, first person, second person, third person, fourth person, like this or not, no problem at all. Okay, everyone can satisfy. He is expecting like what? 30 is output. Everyone get like 30 as an outcome or not? Everyone satisfied. Whatever you written the code also correct only. But my question is like, is it the recommended way of writing the code? Total, how many lines of code you written? Total, how many lines of code you written? Come on, 10 members. Every member is like 4 lines of code. Okay, 10 into 4, 40 lines of code or not? Yes or no? Is it the recommended way of writing the code? If it is not recommended way, what is the drawback? Okay, why you said like not recommended this one? Come on, anyone? Simple, right? You written the same code, you repeated the same code multiple times or not? 10 times you repeated the same code or not? Yes or no? Writing the duplicate code in any programming language, it's not the recommended way, right? So no, writing the duplicate code is not the recommended way. Then that what do you want me to do then? Then what do you want me to do? these 10 members requires the same functionality or not. Find the sum of 10, 20. If it is like same functionality required by multiple people, can you create one function with that functionality? Can you ask them, okay, use that functionality instead of writing 4 lines of code everywhere? Can you create a function with that functionality? Can you ask those 10 people use that functionality? Yes or no? If you do that one, okay, how many times you written the code? Only one time within the function. Okay, how many times you use it? 10 times you are going to use it or not? Yes or no? So that my question is, how we can create a function with this functionality in Python? That is the question. How we can create a function with this functionality in Python? In Python, can I directly execute the function? In Java, directly we are not able to execute the function. It's like object oriented. But in Python, we can directly execute the function. We can write the class and execute the methods also. Why? Because Python is like what you know. It's like a functional programming language as well as object oriented also. My Python is like what? It's like a functional as well as object oriented. My Python is like, okay, functional programming language, functional plus objective oriented also. Objective oriented also. That's the reason you can write the function, you can execute the function. Otherwise, you can write the class, you can call the methods and everything based on your requirement. So here, with this functionality, I want to create one function. So if you know the syntax, function in Python, you can create one function with this functionality or not. Yes or no? So my question is, what is the syntax to create a function in Python? What is the syntax to create a function in Python? Now, if you come here, function related keywords, how many are there? Functions related keywords, how many are there? See this. DEF is there, lambda is there, return is there, mass is there, yield is there. Now, in this functions discussion, we are going to use all these keywords. So, if you want to define a function in Python, we have the keyword called as a DEF is the keyword. Okay, so if you want to create one function that is like a named function, the syntax is what you know says. I'm going to write the syntax. First, you have to define a function. In Python, if you want to define a function, which keyword, which reserved word is there to create a function? Which reserved word is there to create a function? DEF is the one. Okay, the next one, can anyone guess? Your function name. The function name can be anything. Okay, based on your requirement, you can use proper names. You can use proper names. The next one, can anyone guess? The next one. Okay, any programming language you can take it. These parentheses, wherever you see the parentheses, it's like a function only, right? So that the next one is like what? Parentheses. The next, in the function, you have to handle some functionality. If you want to handle this functionality, you have to write some code or not. That code may be 1 line, maybe 100 lines also, I don't know. So those many lines you have to keep inside the function or not. So how we can keep these many lines inside the function? You have to create a block. Okay, other programming languages, we are going to use a curly braces like this. Inside this one, how many statements you written, those statements belongs to this particular function. But in Python, the block is not like this. The syntax is something different. The syntax is something different here. Okay, the syntax is like something different in Python. So in Python, how we can represent a block? In Python, how we can represent a block means very simple. This is the syntax. You have to follow the guidelines. You should not ask why like this only, why not like that. You should not ask why, because it's like a syntax. Okay, these are like rules, guidelines you have to follow. These are like rules and guidelines you have to follow. So that if you come here, okay, in Python, if you want to represent the block, that block is going to starts with the colon. Whenever it is like colon, if you find in your Python code, simply you can understand like my block started, then where it is end. Okay, where it is end, another one, another colon is like that, it means no. Okay, my block started with the colon. How we can come to know here only my block ended? That is the question, right? Remaining programming languages, so open and close is there, I can easily understand my block started from here, ends with here, ends from here. But if you come to the Python, then what happened? In Python, my block started from here, colon, wherever it is, my block started, where it is going to end. How we can come to know, okay, here my block ended? How we can come to know? Means very simple. Now my block started, right? Inside the block, what do you want me to place? My block started. Inside the block, what do you want me to place? Some statements, right? Some statements or not. So here, whenever you write some statement which is belongs to that particular block, if you want to tell one statement that belongs to that block, how we can tell in Python one statement is belongs to this particular block? Means you have to follow the indentation. Okay, the terminology, indentation, you have to follow the indentation. What is the indentation, you know? Okay, just give like, okay, one space, simply one space, okay, one tab, okay, not one space, 4 spaces you can give, one tab, simply you can remember like a tab, one tab you can give, you can write your statement. Whenever you given like one tab and you written one statement, now my Python can understand, okay, my Python compiler can understand like, hey, this particular statement is belongs to this block, this particular statement is belongs to this block. Got my point? Now how many statements you want me to write? Come on, how many statements you want me to write? N2 equals to 20 and my sum equals to N1 plus N2 and my print to sum. See how many statements in the sequence order follow the indentation. See, my block started here, my first statement followed the indentation or not followed? Come on, here, followed the indentation or not followed? Followed, right? Whenever my statement followed the indentation, okay, that statement is belongs to that block. Okay, the next one is like in the sequence order only, the next one followed the indentation or not followed? Come on, followed, right? So that this statement also belongs to this block or not? This one, sum, followed the indentation or not? Yes, so that this is belongs to this block. The next statement is this one, this is also belongs to, okay, this is also followed the indentation, this is belongs to this one or not? So how we can come to know this is like ended? Okay, there has one more statement is there, okay, like this. Now tell me, this particular statement followed the indentation or not followed? This statement followed the indentation or not followed? Not followed, right? That means in the sequence order, how many statements followed the indentation? Those statements you can say belongs to that particular block. Which statement in the sequence, which statement is like break that indentation? Then you can say like, okay, hey, up to here only belongs to this block. This is like a separate statement, like that you can, okay, like that my Python compiler can understand. Got my point? Wherever you see the colon, my block started. How many statements in the sequence order followed the indentation? Those statements are belongs to that particular block. Wherever the indentation, you break the indentation, okay, break the indentation, you can understand like up to this statement belongs to that particular block. My block is like ended here. The next statement like working as, okay, executing like as usual. How it is going to work, we'll see that. Understood, everyone? So the syntax simply def is the keyword. After that you can write like a function name. Function name can be anything, simply you can write like sum. After that the function representation, and then okay, the statements inside the function. Okay, how many statements? Okay, statements inside the function means you have to keep the statements inside the block. How the block is going to start? Not only function block, class blocks, okay, conditional blocks like if block, okay, like the different blocks. But wherever the block is there, You can find it by using colon. How many statements are there in the block? You can find it. How many statements followed the indentation in the sequence order? Got my point? That block may be function related or if class, okay, if flow controls related, if else, if else, okay, like this, if I mean, okay, for there has one block name. Okay, why there has a block, class there has a block. Wherever in Python, if you want to find the block, starts with what? Colon. How many statements are there in the block means how we can find it. Okay, the statements which are followed the indentation, the sequence order, those are belongs to that particular block. Wherever is like break that particular indentation, then you can say like what? Hey, okay, these statements all belongs to this particular block, and this one is not belongs to this particular block. Like that, you can understand. Understood, everyone? Any questions so far? No? Okay, then for now we can stop here. Okay, the next session we can continue. The next session is like on Monday. Monday onwards, the link is going to change. Just can you do one thing? Can you enroll here? Okay, just this course, Python and data science with the AI is there now. Just enroll it. Okay, once you enroll this course, okay, go to the users, you can log in. You can see the demo sessions and everything we are going to upload here. You can see the demo sessions, demo 1, demo 2, demo 3, demo 4, demo 5, like that. You can directly, you can view the demo sessions from here. So what you have to do is go to schedule, go to vdschool.com, go to schedule, and here is our course. If you not enroll, just enroll this course first. If you not enroll, if you want to continue, just you can enroll. Okay.
So Monday we have class or a holiday?
Okay. Monday festival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday is like holiday only. Monday is like holiday only.
Okay, sir.
So, if people, can you attend tomorrow?
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow can attend? All.
Yeah.
If you are remaining people, what about remaining people? If you are okay, I can take. Otherwise, we can continue on Tuesday. Your wish. Remaining people, can you respond? Are you okay? Okay, then we can take it on Tuesday only. Okay, if you miss. Okay, so the next session is on Tuesday. Meanwhile, you can do one thing. Okay, complete the setup and everything. Just do enroll here. Okay, the next thing is like go to uijavakit.com. Okay, complete the environment setup. Okay, go to uijavakit.com in the Python. Okay, introduction complete, coding introduction and naming conventions. Okay, the variables are there. Up to here, you can just read it. Data types also. You can easily understand. Okay, up to here, just you can read it. Execute the simple program. Okay, in the Google Colab, in your VS Code, online editor. Okay, in different environments, just you can execute your code. Okay, these things you can complete. If you stuck with something, installation and everything, directly you can drop a message. If you have any questions, just you can drop a message to this phone number, vdschool.com. To this phone number, you can drop a message, or you can directly post in your WhatsApp group also if you are already in. Okay, so Tuesday onwards the link is going to change. If you are interested, okay, you need to pay the fee if you want to continue. Okay, if you have any concerns, just you can drop a mail. Okay, fee related, if you have any concerns, just drop a mail, or you can, okay, directly you can drop a message to this number. Okay. Okay, then thank you guys, thanks for joining. So the next session is on Tuesday.